What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here for you. In today's video, we're going to be doing another hardware wallet unboxing and review and comparison. On my left, we have the brand new Safepal S1 Pro, and on my right, we have the brand new Ellipal Titan 2. Both of these are air-gapped. Both of these now have security element chips, so stay tuned. You do not want to miss this one. All right, guys, welcome back. Before I kick off and go into the categories that I typically cover here, these wallets, these two wallets here are very similar in a lot of ways. So this is going to be a very close call in terms of which one I would ultimately pick if I could only pick one. If you've seen these types of videos that I've done before, there's three categories that I use to determine what hardware wallet I would pick if I could only pick one out of these two, for example. First thing that I look at is the overall security, design, form factor, and user experience. I know that's four things, but I loop it into one because that's the very first thing I'll look at when choosing a hardware wallet. Second thing I look at is obviously coin support. Is it gonna hold certain types of coins, different blockchains, NFTs, DeFi, dApps, any of those functionalities, and so on and so forth. Third, of course, is the price. You could have the greatest hardware wallet in the world, but if you can't afford it, it doesn't really help you. Anyone that has more than $100 worth of crypto should have a hardware wallet for long-term storage. That's my opinion, and if you're watching this, you probably agree. At the very end, I will tell you, after I go through all those categories on each of these, which one I would buy if I could only pick one. As I mentioned, these are both brand new devices. Ellipal Titan 2 just came out in the last week or two, and I've been testing it thoroughly. The Safepal S1 Pro has only been out for about a month or two. I've been testing that thoroughly as well. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Safepal S1 Pro on my left here, and then we'll take a look at the security for the Ellipal. If you are familiar with Safepal, you'll say that, okay, this looks almost identical to the Safepal S1, the original, and you would be right. But there are some key upgrades that they've made and changes that they've made to the security and the design and the form factor. From a security standpoint, they have the same CCEAL 5+ security element chip. The security element chip did not change. That's exactly the same. Here's what did change. The front of this device now has an aluminum alloy tempered glass that's a lot stronger. So this device is designed to be fit in your pocket. You can take it anywhere. You can sign and send transactions. It was a lot cheaper quality in terms of the plastic that they were using and sort of like a fake glass, and it broke the screen and it caused a lot of issues. So with this device, they've made a lot of welcome upgrades so that it completely is a lot more secure. It's drop proof. I mean, don't test it, but it is a lot better. You can also feel the quality in your hands. It's heavier, it's more robust, it feels a lot more durable. Still has the same 1.3-inch touchscreen, still has the same D-pad for navigation at the bottom. Still the same size, roughly the same size as a credit card. Mechanical button to turn it on the right. You have USB-C at the bottom for charging and upgrading firmware. And this is an air-gap device. Both of these are, if I didn't mention that already. They moved the camera, which is now a better camera. So better in low light, better quality, faster. They moved that to the center. It used to be in the corner there. They made a lot of changes to the outer shell and then the internals. The processor's faster, the camera's faster and bigger, lets in more light. The overall user experience didn't change. You still use the D-pad, you still have the smaller screen. So overall, from a security standpoint, they, in my opinion, Safepal missed an opportunity. They could have increased the security model. I understand why they kept it the same because this looks the same, so their manufacturing process didn't have to drastically change, and it kind of allows them to keep the price lower in order to meet the needs of the masses, so to speak. So what I would have preferred, honestly, if I'm being honest and critiquing the user experience, the D-pad should be bigger. It's so tiny, it's so hard to push with your thumbs and fingers. And I would have moved the screen over and made it a little bit bigger. But that's me nitpicking. The user experience could have improved, but the overall design, if you like your S1 that you currently have, then you'll love the S1 Pro. Like, it's just the same thing, but they've upgraded it in every usable way that will make your overall experience better. Looking at the Ellipal Titan 2, so this looks, again, almost identical to the original Ellipal Titan 1. The big difference here is they've laminated the display, so it's a little bit more protected and theoretically should reduce glare. I don't know how the camera on my iPhone here is showing it, but it's from the angle I'm looking at it, from my vantage point, there's a lot less glare. Another big thing on the back is, even though this is the same sort of material that they use, they changed the triangle to a diamond, and of course they've upgraded the camera. This also has an upgraded camera, better low light, better experience. They also upgraded the processor, so the scrolling is a lot smoother. It's just quick. You know, it's overall the features and security are different, except the one big thing here, and a lot of people don't know this, Ellipal Titan 1 has no security element chip. This one, the Ellipal Titan 2, has a now CCAL5 Plus security element chip. Now, why didn't they do that in the first one? Well, and this is just my opinion, they figured because they did such a great job on the anti-tamper, anti-disassembly, to where if it ever got attacked, it could sense it and wipe the private keys, that it didn't need the security element chip. A lot of feedback from everyone, including myself. They've now decided to include a security element chip, not only for the private key storage, but for the private key generation process, which overall makes this a much better device. Even though it physically looks almost the same, these are a lot of welcome changes. It's faster, it's got a better camera, it's got a better processor. This is almost like upgrading from like an iPhone 10 to an iPhone XS. I've been using that analogy a lot lately, where it looks virtually the same. It's just they upgraded a lot of the internals, and in this case, they upgraded the security a lot. So now this is a far more secure device than the previous Ellipal Titan. So I wanted to point that out. Just to recap, on the security side of things, they both have CCAL5 Plus. They both are completely air-gapped, which means no Wi-Fi, no NFC, no Bluetooth, no online connection whatsoever. These use QR codes and cameras. They have zero connection to any radio waves, nothing like that. They're very similar in that regard. User experience on this one is going to be a lot better. You have a much larger display, easier to scroll, easier to tap, easier to navigate. This is kind of like having a small smartphone. There's other security features, like you can add passphrase options. You can actually technically do that on both. You can have multiple screen locks. So overall, these are very similar in terms of their security and the user experience. But if I had to pick in category 1, Ellipal Titan is going to win the overall user experience. Mechanical D-pad screen is too small on that end. This is obviously a lot more mobile. It's a lot more compact. And it's a lot smaller and cheaper, but we'll get into that in a minute. The overall user experience, security, and design, this is just more robust. And even though it's very similar to the Ellipal 1, it is far more secure as the Ellipal 2. Again, still have the same magnetic point here where there's no entry point, there's no USB-C, everything is upgraded via firmware here, and it is 100% air-gapped, whereas this one is air-gapped, but the transmission you're still gonna have through the USB-C port and online. So take that as you will. Now let's move on to the second category here. These are both going to have very similar coin support. They both have very robust coin support. It's going to be difficult for me to say one of these has better coin support than the other, because they both support MetaMask, they both support Trust Wallet, they have other third-party wallet integrations, and they have all the major blockchains and tokens. You have Binance Smart Chain, you have all ERC20 tokens, you have ADA, you have Polkadot, you have Kusama, you have Solana, you have Avalanche, you have Tron, you have Cosmos. All of these coins and blockchains and tokens and DeFi options are going to be available on both of these. Staking and earning yield, going to be available on both of these. Unless you're looking for something specific, this one doesn't have Aptos. So if you like the Aptos blockchain, that's the only thing that I found so far in my testing that Safepal has that the Ellipal Titan 2 doesn't. But overall, I call this a wash. These are equally very robust in their coin support. Check the links in the description if your particular coin that you're concerned about is supported, but I give an A+ to both of these for coin support. Far better coin support than a lot of other wallets out there. So very well done in terms of their overall coin support. So that leads us to category number 3, which is the price. Again, just to recap, this is an entry-level wallet. This is a mid-tier wallet. They both are air-gapped. They both use QR code for transmission. They both have anti-tamper, disassembly, A lot of good security features, passphrase options on top of your security word phrase. They both use the 12 to 24 word security seed phrase, which is universal. I like that. And they have additional passphrase options. And then in my links in the description, I'm always gonna give you the best deals because I'm partnered with these companies, and it also helps out the channel if you decide to purchase one of these. My links will always have the best discounts, best promos, whatever time of year, whether it's Black Friday, whether it's the middle of summer, it doesn't really matter. I will have the best deal on both of these wallets. Links for both of those are down in the description. So the full retail price on the S1 Pro is $89.99 or $90 US. The full retail price on the Ellipal Titan 2 is $199. So it's unlikely that you're gonna find both of these at full price, especially when I'm filming this around November 23 of 2023. There's gonna be Black Friday deals, other discounts, other promos, but I wanted to give you sort of what the full price is. Check my links to make sure you know what the current price is as of when you're watching this. Obviously, there's a huge discrepancy. This is more than twice as much than the Safepal S1 Pro, but user experience is gonna be better on this one. They both security-wise are extremely similar with their CCEAL5 Plus security element chip. It really just comes down to the overall user preference. Coin support is basically the same, and then the price, right? If I had to pick one of these, my personal opinion, and I've used both of these now for several weeks, signing, sending, using, just overall user experience, I would pick the Ellipal Titan 2. And the reason is mainly just because I'm having a hard time with the smaller screen and the D-pad myself. That doesn't make it worse or better, but this is more in line with using like an iPhone or any type of smartphone where it's easy to navigate, it's easy to use. This one is more robust and it is more secure from a form factor standpoint. This is still plastic, but they have upgraded the tempered glass. They've achieved multiple things in terms of security, we'll call it. This one is more robust, and this one, I'm not gonna say is more secure, but this one is just, in my opinion, higher quality, which is also reflected in the price. If you wanna stay under $100, I would definitely take the S1 Pro over, for example, the Tangem wallet or the Hash wallet, Ledger Nano S Plus, or the Arculus wallet. I would take this one any day. Any day I would take this wallet. It's just because these two are so similar in a lot of ways, this one's just better in my opinion. You're gonna get a lot of the same things, just in my opinion, a little less of a good quality user experience on this one, but let me know what you guys think. If you've used any of these first versions or even the second versions of these wallets, let me know down in the comments what your opinion is, what you would like, which one of these wallets you would buy if you would pick one. I mean, they're both air gapped and they're both very good security. So I like them both, obviously, much better than a lot of others, but let me know your opinions down below. Let me know any questions, comments, anything that I left out that you want to know. I'll do my best to answer it for you. And until next time, I will leave in the top right corner another hardware wallet comparison video for you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Crypto Renegade out.